My leg is not hurting like it was. It was literally burning right down here. Like I don't feel, and it was like this little spot right here. I don't
Yeah, I'm not done.
anything.
Better watch her, babe. She might club me over the head when you coming with me.
I know. I might. I'm thinking about it.
Oh yeah, wow.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Right, there we go.
I'm sorry.
Is it still attached? So it's a portable.
So I will get to take you home with me.
Ha ha! An emulation of right.
Yeah.
Very good. How you doing, Tia? How you doing?
I'm great. Hi, Dr. Ed.
Thanks for coming in. Tell me what's going on today. It says here you had an MRI in August.
Yes. So I feel like everything is going on. So this kind of started back in November 2020 when I really started working from home full time. Having a lot of issues in the neck. I feel like it could be the lower neck and spasming.
Okay.
It used to be both sides, but right now it's just really hurting right here.
Okay.
And then now, something that just kind of occurred a couple weeks ago, I'm having a lot of pain back here,
Okay.
the back of my leg, and I feel like right here on it hurts just right there.
Feels like the muscle a little bit, but it's
And it's really crazy because within my body, I feel like it's very difficult for me to tell where pain is actually coming from because I overreact.
Okay.
There's something maybe in my hips, maybe mid-back, but this is really debilitating. Like, it's hard for me to sit. I sit about 10 hours a day working from home. I've tried to improve my posture. I've ordered all the ergonomic things, but like it even hurts to drive, and I just...
Yeah, it'd be like asking a dental hygienist what's the best way to grind my teeth, and I'm pretty sure every dental hygienist would say not do it. Sitting is a stressful position for your lower back, and when you're describing symptoms that are hard to pinpoint, that's nerve. When you're dealing, because nerves control areas, we call them dermatomes and sclerotomes, and so it'll be like, it's kind of here, Ed, it's kind of, when you're dealing with generally a joint problem, it hurts right there on the epicondyle, or it hurts right there. But when you're dealing with areas, we're dealing with nerves. The lower neck, this was taken laying down. I imagine this is the laying down MRI.
Yes.
So and who ordered this? Was this
It's my doctor.
Your GP? I gotcha.
Yeah.
So generally, when we're taking spinal pictures, we lose a little bit of understanding with the spine when we take a laying down picture. If you're taking a picture of an organ, it's fine to lay down because they don't change based on gravity. But the spinal column is a mechanical structure. So even with you laying down, there are some things that they can see on the MRI. A couple things they talk about is facet arthropathy, which is a fancy way of saying that the joint is inflamed. Okay. The facet is the knuckle. And so what they're saying here is that at C5 and C6, which is about middle lower neck, this area here on the right and then the nerves that come out of here go into the shoulder.
Because I'm having like so much pain, like right here. It almost feels swollen. Like it burns, it aches right there.
You're getting two things going on. That's more likely the nerve that goes down into the arm. The C5 nerve is your shoulder. So pressure on that nerve, which is what they're talking about here, it says possible contact of the exiting right C6 nerve root. That's the pain you're experiencing in the trap. And even laying down, they can see it. And then you're getting the joint is actually growing. That's why they call it uncinate spurring, which is the actual joint's actually getting larger due to overuse. So if another thing you'll see is that the upper neck, it really says nothing to see here. And the first couple bones in the top part of your neck, there's nothing of what they would consider remarkable in the upper neck. But I consider it remarkable that there's no evidence of any aging or wear in the upper neck, which is why the lower neck is in bad shape. So one area must be tight in order to have another area to be overworking. So the lower neck shouldn't be able to be overstressed if your atlas, which is the bone at the top of your neck, if that bone's working properly, the lower neck can't overwork, can't grow, you can't be pressuring this nerve. So the care I provide is twofold. One, we try to get the upper neck working properly. Does that make sense? To take the stress off what's hurting down in your shoulders. And then there's supposed to be a curve in your neck called a lordosis.
Okay.
And that arch, if the arch was in your neck, the pain that you're describing isn't possible. So you have to first, and that's what you're saying to me, Ed, I sit 10 hours a day, and the sitting takes the curve out of your lower back. The sitting, especially if you're writing or reading, looking down, you lose the curve in your neck. And the loss of these curves create pressure points. So when the curves have gone in your neck, all the weight goes to the lower neck. And that's what unlocks the lower neck, makes the lower neck get inflamed, the nerves start getting pinched. Feeling right now?
They once told me that like one leg was longer than the other. I have a lot going on, and I think I have TMJ, sleep apnea, the list goes on.
Well, the TMJ is connected with that head being forward. The left hip is high. So if I exaggerate, you're doing this.
Oh, wow.
Does that make sense? Your body's hurting, you're pinching a nerve over here, and then your body's trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
So your left leg is going to look short because the left hip is coming up. When you lift your left hip up, the hole that the nerve goes through on the right gets larger.
Okay.
It's a way of avoiding, the holes are mechanical in how they work. And so when you tilt or bend, another compensation is people bend forward. And then you'll see, or you're laying your back and you pull your knees to your chest and maybe it gives you relief temporarily. The difficulty is that there's a piece of cartilage called a disc that is compressing, and that's what you're wearing out in your lower back, which is causing the symptom to begin with. Okay. When you were talking to your GP, did you have that symptom? Did they want to order a lower back MRI?
Actually, I believe I got an X-ray of the entire
spinal column?
Yes, but I didn't get an MRI down here yet. But I feel like when I drive, it's like burning and pain. It starts like right here.
There's a disc injury. Generally, if it was just the knuckle, you'd have local pain, maybe a little bit into the glute. This area can be joint pain. But when you get down into your thigh, you're getting into what we call sciatica. The nerve is irritated, you're getting burning. That's nerve pressure. You can only overstress that if this area is locked. Okay. And one of the battles all women are fighting is the brassiere, which...
Yeah, I've been told, get a brush reduction.
Well, no, I'm not giving any answers.
No, but I'm saying...
We have to daily participate in keeping your chest loose because it's a brace. Bra stands for brassiere, which stands for brace. And because this area is being bound up, all day long, right? So you're not going to get injured in here, right? No. And if anything, when I adjust it in a minute, Ed, that didn't feel very good because I'm taking an area that's stiff and then asking it to bend, and it's not fun. Well, Ed, that's not where my problem is. It's down here. It is where your problem is. This being tight allows this to be overstressed. Okay. So my care is indirect. We take the stress from this area and spread it. Nobody wants a peanut butter and jelly sandwich where all the peanut butter's in one clump and the jelly's in another clump, and then you take a bite and all you get is a little bit of jelly. Does that make sense? Or just bread. That's all I do for a living. I spread the work to another area. Now those areas that I spread the work to aren't going to embrace me with open arms and go, oh gosh, gee golly, that felt great, Ed. We've been on vacation for 30 years and now you're putting us to work. When you're working, there's two joints that get jammed heavily when your shoulders are forward. The clavicle attaches to your sternum and the clavicle attaches to the acromion. We call it the AC joint and the sternoclavicular joint. These two joints are compressed when we're rounded forward. And then when you move, if it's grinding on each other and then opening, it'll click because the joint's under a lot of compression. And so getting your body back upright will relieve stress off these joints. It's from the forward rotation, it's from the head being forward. And then the TMJ ultimately happens because the head is forward also. So the head going forward causes these muscles to contract, and that jams the temporomandibular joint. You have to get the head over the shoulders, and it's pretty much the whole framework of my office. There we go. Yeah, a little bit right there. There we go. Deep breath in for me. Exhale. Beautiful. Other side for me. Exhale. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale. It's good. Face up for me. It's okay. Face up.
I think I've also been told that I don't know, my pelvis was out of alignment before. I don't know.
Right. So the pelvis is what is trying to achieve some relief by moving itself around. It's like when you're uncomfortable, you fidget, you're in way in a seat to try to find relief. Your pelvis is going to tilt, rotate to try to find a position where you're not hitting anything. That shifting is not the problem. That's happening as a result of there being joint inflammation, disc injury. It's the effect from the cause. I got your head. There we go. Let me have your head. I got you. Let me hold your head. I got you. Let this side go right here. All right, a little gentle. Here we go. Here we go. Let it go. All right, here we go. Chin up for me. All right, it's okay. I want to massage here. It's okay. Here you go. There you go. Yeah, it's real tight up here. Wow. Wow. You all right? That's...
Yeah.
Has anybody ever told you that right here? It's all tight up?
No,
Nobody's...
I feel it. It feels like a big knot.
I mean, it's really... This is my top percentages of tightness up here. This is a lot
Oh
of...
my God.
Look at all... Like they're like speed bumps.
I feel them.
The goal is to adjust and to not try to move everything. I could probably pop your lower neck, but that's not going to help you. It's already the part of your neck that's moving. We need to leave the lower neck alone and restore the function of your atlas axis to take the stress and divert it off. Any exercises you do to try to draw your head back, my worry initially is that you're just going to make the lower neck do the exercises because of how stiff your upper neck is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I tried the chin tucks, but I feel it on my lower neck.
Does that make sense? Yeah, because you're just going to further... If your lower neck is loose, that's why you're here, and then you do an exercise to try to draw your head back, just your lower neck does it. So it's not a bad idea. I can see where, I mean, it's like the right direction, but we need to first unlock your spine so that we can do it safely, whereby your whole neck is doing it. And I actually have a better way of doing it, which is just passively stretching. It's ligaments that need to be stretched to change your posture. Your neck belongs way back here. And if your head was curved properly, again, like I said, that pain isn't possible. And so everything I do is to aim you. There we go.
How did that feel when you put your head back like that?
That feels good, like relief.
Yeah. They found that the nerve roots are actually tethered when the neck is straight. So the wires come through these little holes, they're called foramen, and when there's no curve in your neck, they're held tight or taut like a uncooked spaghetti noodle, right? There's no flexibility. So as the foramen moves with you moving your neck, the rope has no ability to move out of the way. Does that make sense? Because it's tight. When there's a curve in your neck, the nerve root is held loose like a cooked spaghetti noodle. So even if there's a disc injury, people get all freaked out, but if there's a curve in your neck, it doesn't even matter because the nerve can get away from the disc because it's flexible. So losing the curve in your neck leaves you with very little ability for tolerance in terms of things adjusting and moving away from the nerves. And that's why you're going to get some relief.
So if I fix my neck, this
Yes.
should probably get better.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Very good. Yeah, the lower back is a domino. The more forward your head goes, the tighter your upper back becomes, the tighter your middle back becomes, the overworked your lower back. So there's a couple dominoes there.
So what do you think? Is there hope for me?
There's hope for you.
I don't want any surgery.
I'll fix you.
Oh, thank you.
But we got to get...
Dr. Ed.
It's good. We got to get this right here.
Okay.
This is the whole thing. And Ed, I feel like you spent more time rubbing the left side of my neck than the right side, and the answer is correct. Because that...
Well, I will tell you, this one's starting to feel a little better. Like, it's not as tight over here. Like,
Yep, we're going to get your...
something's changing.
We're going to get the left side of your neck to wake up and start assisting the right. And that's all it is. It's just balancing.
Be a part of the team,
Hey,
left side.
right. Well, it's a volunteer structure. It's not under your conscious control. It's not your fault. You don't get to decide in the morning which vertebrae function. It's not under mechanical control. It's a volunteer structure. So if they move, they move. If they don't move, they don't move. And that's based on posture and injury. When I fell off my bike when I was a kid, I got adjusted right away. I wasn't allowed to heel stiff.
Oh, wow.
You know, when I learned how to roller skate, my parents had pillows strapped to our bottom, so if we fell on our butt, we landed on a pillow instead of just landing on the...
He's not joking.
I'm not joking.
Really? Oh, my goodness.
You know, it was a different upbringing having a chiropractor as a father.
I feel that. It's like a, oh
Yep.
my gosh, what is that?
Yep, it's an old injury from when you were high school or
Well, I have
younger.
been hit from behind 2 times.
Car
But it
accidents.
was years ago, but is that possible?
Yes, absolutely. No,
wow.
you healed in avoidance. This got torn or whiplashed, and then your head healed away from it. It's okay. Let me have this side. Let it go. I'm waiting. Let it go right here. Let it go. All right, that's okay. It's okay. I know. I'm waiting. There it is, little piece. I know.
Oh my goodness, I can like feel it now.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah. parts of your back that you are now distant relatives. You don't see them anymore.
Goodness.
But they're members of your family and your team that have just been forgotten. And now we need to bring them back to the assembly line and get them working. There you go. Keep breathing. I know. There you go. Good, good, good. Right there.
He's checking
He's hot.
the. He must be getting hot.
He's like, this girl, I gotta do so much work. I gotta adjust the AC. Oh my God.
It's getting hot in here.
And you know, I feel like there's
Yes, ma'am.
something here too.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
gosh.
It all radiates out from
Wow.
the nerves in the thoracic cage at the end. You just go directly right to where you pointed.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. That's,
Mhm.
It's like, oh my gosh, that feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
The best pain I've ever felt. It's like relief.
Get it out of me, Ed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Mm-hmm. Right there.
Yeah.
That bump shouldn't. Boop. That shouldn't be there. There you go.
Are you doing the scary face?
This will be my elbow. This is still my elbow.
Oh, okay.
That's the smoothest elbow I've ever felt. Mm-hmm.
The magical elbow of Dr. Ed.
Gotta insure those things. Huh?
I've longed for it. I'm telling you. You just don't know how many nights I've kind of like laid in bed with the pain with
Come
like
on,
my
Ed.
laptop propped up.
Get your butt over here. And,
I know.
there we go.
Like, do you do home visits or what? Oh gosh.
Mm-hmm. Right there. That knot right there. That's
Oh
gotta
my
be.
gosh. Yes. I've been trying to get it out myself. It's going nowhere.
You
Huge.
see that, Carl? There. Yeah. These are the roots of the tree. So as the tree leans over, the roots come out of the ground.
Oh gosh.
So we want to not just push the roots back under the ground, but we also have to stand the tree upright. And that's the only way to keep this from just reoccurring.
That stubborn knot.
Yeah. It's like the name of a TV show. That stubborn knot. Mhm. There we go.
So if I'm a good girl and I try to have great posture and
Do your stretches, yeah.
Could this get better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
It's your body. See, our body's designed to replace. See, I asked the inverted question. How? One second. How is it that a lot of the joints around your lower neck don't have arthropathy? Does that make sense? They're looking at these joints and asking the question, why is the joints inflamed here? Does that make sense? I ask an inverted question. Why are these joints around it not inflamed? And to answer that question, you have to understand that the reason why these aren't injured is because they don't function. And so everybody gets so focused on cortisone shots, nerve ablations,
Oh yeah, because
surgery.
I had a cortisone shot right there and that knot.
Right, trying to treat the injured sprained ankle, not realizing that it's only hurting because it's overstressed. And numbing it's not going to help the area be any less stressed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We have to mechanically divert pressure off of it. There's no owner's manual that guides us on how to care for our spine. We're left to just wing it and hope we make it.
Yeah.
This is the combing. This is the wash. This is
Okay.
what they've done for 1,000 years to
Yeah.
increase circulation, to speed up, to to expedite the process of cleaning your spine, getting the soreness out of the spinal column. Right there. This area is called the thoracolumbar junction, so it's kind of a hybrid area where the end of your thoracic cage meets the beginning of your lumbar. The vertebrae don't look like their respective teams. So the thoracic vertebrae have a certain appearance, the lumbar vertebrae have a certain appearance, but at T12 and L1, they kind of look like hybrids. They're like Priuses. They have a gas motor and an electric motor. You know, they're hybrids. And so if I had to pick a spot of the spine that is the most mechanically weak, it would be here. Because of that hybrid nature, it's maybe like a seam or a weld, like a piece of cloth. If you connect two pieces of cloth and sew it together, if I pull on that cloth, where's it going to rip? At where you sewed it together, right? That's the weakest part. So this is the weak part, and so when you're young, mechanically this part is the first area to be injured. So it's the first area to quit. That daggone trap, yeah. That's right there. These are just attachment on levator scapula. They're just being pulled on. We got to push that attachment back down. It's being leveraged because of the position of your head.
Oh gosh, that feels good. I feel like there's a lot of whatever.
You're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great. You know, we're getting it out of here. And then, like I said earlier,
is my back like purple or something?
Yeah, oh yeah. We'll take a picture in a minute. But the tightness in the area creates the stagnation, which makes the mark possible. If the area was flowing and mechanically moving internally, it wouldn't have any buildup in it. It would be constantly cleaning itself out.
That is the exact spot. Oh my gosh.
Here it comes, yeah.
Is it itching right now?
Um,
sometimes it itches.
Yeah, it kind of
Sometimes
itches with relief. Yeah.
Right.
My leg is not hurting like it was. It was literally burning right down here. Like I don't feel, and it was like this little spot right here. I don't
Yeah, I'm not done.
anything.
It'll get a lot better just by clearing this up here. This is where the nerve starts, comes out its nerve root here, and then goes to that area. So this is where it's congested, where it's the stemming from is up here. And now we're going to work the glute, upper glute area in a second. Oh yeah, let's get it. No, Ed, no. I know all the hiding spots.
It's like the more you dig, the more it hurts, but then it feels good.
It'll feel so good when I quit.
Oh my goodness. Right there.
It's the top of the sacroiliac joint. This joint typically never has surgery, and it's because it typically doesn't function properly, so the lower back compensates and overfunctions, getting this joint to work as best as possible.
So you think I have a sciatica or?
No, 100% sciatica. This is nerve root pressure. That's what's going into the thigh. The only thing that explains that is a disc hitting a nerve. So the glute area can be tight, the lower back can hurt, and that be just the knuckle or the joint. But once it goes past the glute into the thigh, we call that a space-occupying lesion. The space around the nerve is being occupied by something. 99.9% of the time, it's a disc. Does that make sense? And what's the point? It's a tumor. But this is mechanical. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to say, don't say it, Ed. It's a disc that's hitting the nerve. There you go. Good. There you go.
Oh wow.
There we go. I'll get you later for that, Ed. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Right in there. Getting as much mechanical participation. Learning to chew up here. Be my title of my book. Learning how to chew on your middle back. Chapter 1.
I'll be eating steak with the middle back.
There you go. That's right.
Oh, that feels good. Oh. I can't wait until you get on the right. I'm patiently waiting.
I'll
The
get
right
on.
glute is waiting.
Better watch her, babe. She might club me over the head when you're coming with me.
I know. I might. I'm thinking about it.
There you go, guys.
Only live about 30 minutes away.
You grab his feet, get him in the car.
Now, can you feel sciatica like at your ankle? I feel like my ankle.
It'll go all the way down to your foot. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
wow.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
it's
goodness.
many times knee and ankle problems are misdiagnosed when they're really just nerve pressure and sciatica. And there's, or at the very least, you'll have what we call atrophy. A means without, trophy means nutrition. So the health of your leg deteriorates if the nerve is upset.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what.
And this is this side, right?
Yep. It's all out right there on the right side.
Oh my God.
Abigail, lean back over here.
You stubborn toes.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I got you. Here we go. It's okay, I got you. There we go, that's okay.
Yeah, that ain't bothering having issues with.
There we go, a little bit. There we go.
You get it right, up and down on the table. Pull around.
It's amazing. It was like really burning underneath, like where your hand was. Like,
Yep.
feel it now.
All right. There you go, nice.
That felt so good.
Real gentle. Tilt your head left for me a little bit. Tilt your head left. Tilt that. Oh yeah, wow.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Tilt right, tilt right. There we go.
I'm sorry.
Is it still attached?
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're gonna rotate. There you go. Breathe, breathe. Very good. See how that stretches open that right side? This will give you right, if you're having right sciatica, this is how you're gonna get relief to it. You put the device in your middle back, and then this opens up that right leg. Bring your knees back up, about 5-10 seconds. Move your feet just slightly left, and then move your knees to the right now. Very good. Then breathe. Try to exhale and stretch. Does that make sense? And you're just working that arch back to your spine. And then when you have to sit, I would recommend having something like this or this behind your back so that you keep support, some real support when you're driving in a car. And then I'm going to show you in a minute how to sit backwards on a chair when I go over there. And you have to bring your knees back up. And then for the most part, you stay right in the middle. The difficulty with this one is you can't do a sit-up off this. We have to roll to our side to get off. You stay here for a little bit, but I'm saying just to give you your, how am I going to get off this thing? Am I doing a sit-up? No.
Yeah.
We're going to have to, you'll bring your knees to the side and then you'll just continue in a roll. Does that make sense? And then when you roll on your side, try to kick it out of the way and then lay back on your back for a few minutes. It will feel odd, especially as you use these devices for longer periods of time, because your body is going to be in a different position after you've stretched. Does that make sense? So you're not in the same position that you were in before you did them. It's changing your alignment through ligament stretching. Sometimes I take my hand and I press it onto my forehead. So let me put it on your forehead. Sometimes your head needs to be, that makes sense, kind of pushed into the mold, and then see if it'll stay there and put your hand back on your belly. Get the idea? If the neck is stiff, it won't curve over the mold. Does that make sense? So I take my hand and I sort of push to get my head to get to the right position, which is that 45-degree curved. We call it the natural cervical lordosis start. 2 minutes, 5 minutes. The goal eventually is 20 minutes. Does that make sense? It takes about 20 minutes to stretch the ligaments on the front part of your neck, and that's how your TMJ is going to get better.
Oh, good.
The arm is going to feel better. As you can see, they took a piece of foam. Looks like my thumb.
Yeah, it does.
So it's like it's a portable.
So I will get to take you home with me.
An emulation of, right, very good.